I quit my job a couple months ago, and I thought with my construction labor skills, my computer skills as a whole, I thought my resume was going to be pretty, versatile. And I thought I was going to pretty much be able to get a job anywhere. And boy, was I mistakenly wrong. I put in damn near 80 to 85 applications for work. I'm going to say only probably 10 of them even responded to me, and only 5 of them really wanted to schedule me for an interview. And it really just kind of makes me feel uneasy as a whole. I have my finances up. I'm financially good. I mean, I live with my parents. I'm 22. I have my own car that's completely paid off. I have a decent amount of savings. I have some money in the stock market that's doing actually pretty good. So overall, financially, I'm good. But it's just like that next step for a career right now. It's just horrendous, and especially where I live in a very tourist summer town. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. But in actuality, I still thought that I was going to be able to, get employment fast, or at least after the holidays, be able to grab something like part time. Even part time, it's a pain in the ass. Explain to me why I need to go through 3 interview processes to get a 15-hour a week job. I applied for a ShopRite like a month ago, and they're like, we only got overnight, Saturday, and Sunday available. 15 hours. And I'm like, that's all you can do for me? And I'm like, and I'm not trying to be cocky, but I'm like, I have labor experience. Like, I can work anywhere in the store you put me, and you want to put me on freaking overnight stocking? One of the only things that I don't want to do. So, I mean, I do have that at my disposal. They're still waiting on me to get back to them, but I'm just like, I'm waiting for something else. Like, I feel like the waiting game is just the way to go at this point. Like, I really don't want to be sitting on my ass till spring waiting for something, but at the same time, it's like, why am I going to get stuck into something, work somewhere and then just leave? Yeah, but the thing about leaving like a job that you're not satisfied with or you're not really happy with is the fact that you learn who you are as an employee, right? My last job, the hours sucked, and I tried to mask myself with thinking, oh, it's not that bad, but it took over my life, and I didn't like that at all. The pay was decent. I mean, there was room for growth, but I kind of checked back in, and all I'm hearing is that people were getting laid off that were at the company for damn near 25 years. So I'm like, what was going to happen to me? I was going to bust my ass all summer and winter just for them to lay me off. And something that I learned is that these freaking companies do not care. You are a complete number to them, and it's just not fair. It makes me regret sometimes just, working at a store or working in the trades, because it's like, it just seems like the IT field's popping, and then when I look in there and I see all these people that I went to high school with that have all these IT degrees and they still can't get a job anywhere, it's like, what do young people actually, what can we do to actually get a high-paying, sustainable job? It just makes me pretty uneasy at home, and then the folks at home are like, yeah, what are you going to do? And it makes it seem like I'm sitting on my ass all the time. And you know what? I will admit, I could be trying harder, but at the same time, it's so goddamn discouraging. Hopping on Indeed, making my LinkedIn profile all nice and ready to go, and literally getting nothing back. Now that I look into the whole college degrees, and then I'm seeing all these college graduates that are regretting going 50,000 into debt, and just wondering, like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, what is the next step? That's what I'm always thinking. That's what always gets me very uneasy, as a person living in today's society. And I know there's a lot of people like me. I know there's a lot of 20 to 25-year-olds that have no idea what the hell they're going to do. They went to college, they went to trade school, they can't get a job. These companies don't want to bank on young people anymore. That was the backbone of our country for the last 50 freaking years. Was the backbone of our country was relying on the younger people to take over, and they're not really allowing us to do that. Older people hold almost everything as far as finances, assets. While they're financially free and their assets are making the money, we are absolutely drowning in a society where you can't even get a basic part-time job. So yeah, I just kind of want to come on here and kind of air my grievances a little bit. It's good to hash shit out, especially like on a platform like this where I know I'm not going to get too judged, because I know there's a lot of people in the same boat as me. But, like I said, I know there's a lot of young people struggling out there. I know there's a lot of young people that are in a worse position than me. And I always do try to stay grateful for the position that I am in. But overall, it's definitely pretty tough out here. And I just want you guys to keep your heads up and we'll get through this together. If you got to post a comment, kind of air your grievances about what's been going on in your life, feel free to.